Hello, everyone. We're together still in Chattanooga, wearing the Seth Said what black uniform.
Black V's.
Yeah, and we're glad you're listening today. I always forget that not everybody is watching this. Sometimes some of you are just listening via audio, and I'm sure sometimes there's things that are like, "Why did she just
Look at
say
that over there. Isn't that the most interesting thing in the world?
All right, let's jump in. Today's is a little long, so we're gonna read it. And you want to start us off, Daniel?
Sure. It's called value creation. There's a simple law. No one buys anything unless it produces more value than it costs. This seems obvious. Value could be in the form of sustenance, status, affiliation, peace of mind, or health. And value is always measured by the user. A $300 caviar spoon will only be purchased if someone believes it produces more than $300 in value, and they can afford it. The user doesn't care how much it costs you to create. They don't care how much you need the sale. So why don't nurses get paid more? It's pretty clear that they produce value far in excess of their salaries.
And why are Taylor Swift concert tickets so expensive? It doesn't cost the promoter much at all to offer that last seat. The reason is clear: scarcity. When there are substitutes, informed consumers usually choose the cheapest identical item. That's why expensive wine costs more than water, even though you can't live without water. This all comes together when we realize that a good business project doesn't simply create value, it also is built around some sort of scarcity. Freelancers are tempted to forget this and end up racing to the bottom. You can pick anyone, and I'm anyone is not a useful marketing slogan. People are going to buy this from someone, but why should they buy it from you? Tell us about the value you create and tell your investors about why your offering will be persistently scarce. The example of this that comes to mind for me, because I was just reading an email from them, and I think we talked about them I can't remember if we talked about them on a Seth Said What or if I told you about them separately.
Yeah.
But Switchyard. So this is a business. I can't remember where they are out of, actually. Anyway, it's a new way to look at co-working. It's kind of like a club, like a private club meets co-working space. And they were fascinating me, but I couldn't tell why until I read this blog article by this guy who did create Common Desk, which eventually was bought by WeWork, and now he is building a new like family club model.
Yeah.
And he did a breakdown of why he thinks Switchyard is just so genius. And so the idea is that they go to cool spaces and cities, and I'm noticing they're picking the ones that they started in are smaller cities like a Nashville. Man, what other cities was it? It was like Dallas.
I think just like Charlotte, maybe Houston.
Well, yeah, Houston's about to be, which is not a small city, but like,
well, that's true.
Anyway, it seems like their beginning ones were kind of like fast growing smaller cities.
Yeah.
And which I think is really interesting. And they go into cool spaces and renovate them. And it seems like the vibe is kind of this like college cafe / library meets co-working space meets like marketing agency vibe offices.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
So it's like a space you want to be in, all around community. Like you want to be kind of Seth's thing, like people like us do things like this. So the people that are going to be attracted to a space like that are probably going to be a more creative minded entrepreneurial spirit. And what they've done is created scarcity so well. So the way that I found out about them was they did a paid ad. And so I clicked through to it, and I don't remember what the call to action was, but I got on there. I signed up to hear, I guess it was like maybe sign up for when we open or something like that. Okay. And so then they've been sending out these emails. And so what they do is they partner with a local hotspot, which again, people like us do things like this. So like in Houston, they were like, hey, we're going to be giving out free coffee at this coffee shop called Tenfold. That's probably one of the most popular coffee shops in Houston from like 9 to 11 on this day. Come meet us, learn more about Switchyard, whatever. Then they're going to do an open house, which is, I think it's actually today. I think it was Yeah, actually, I think it was today, so I'm not going to be
You're
there.
like, I gotta go.
Yeah, but and you can like do a tour, check it out, and then I think it's tomorrow. So they just sent out an email today that says, yeah, 24 hours to go. Don't miss out. Get a reminder text from PD, and then their branding is just so fun.
Yeah.
But here's I'm saying all of this because what's interesting is it is really affordable. So it's $100 a month. So it's only $1,000 a year, which I think is extremely affordable. I mean, I pay $1,000 a month for my office right now. So for the entire year, I could get, now I have a private office. This is a communal space.
Which they do offer, like private call office. You can
Rent
or,
yeah.
you know,
Mhm.
put your name in, reserved.
Yeah. But you're walking into a space where you have no idea how crowded it's going to be every day.
Yeah.
But, and they only have 250 memberships. So like I'm reading the email right now, only 250 total memberships will be available for the new Houston club. And over 5,000 of you are on this email list.
Oh, that's so brilliant. That one line, it's so brilliant.
I know. And then you can sign up. So now I'm going to give them my phone number because I want them to text me when it signs up. So anyway, I'm still deciding, and I probably will decide 5 minutes before on if I'm going to get a membership. Well, and I might not even get the chance. Sometimes I've seen online that people try to buy it and it's sold out by the time they even get, refresh. So anyway, that's what this guy who was the former founder of Common Desk said that they've done so brilliantly is to create a brand worth following, and then it's scarcity to where you can't help but want to be one of those 250 people. And so I'm like, man, how do you do more of this?
Man, it's really brilliant.
Yeah. And apparently they've sold out almost every one they've done, if not all of them have sold out within like a couple of hours of them going live in that city.
Now, I remember reading through a blog by, what's the guy's name? The Common Desk guy.
I don't remember.
But when he was analyzing the brand, because he sent it to me,
mm-hmm.
I feel like part of the model was
Nick,
and they're not going to put
Clark.
it. So Nick, they're not going to put it in the email because they want you to sign up now, but they will like level set after opening with 250 memberships and then do a second round, but they'll only open it up for a certain number of more. So because once you understand the cadence and it's like, well, they're willing to pay, but now we're just dissecting a business model, but
but it's what they've done is scarcity. They just, it's
scarcity, like, right? And then they will do another round of scarcity to like to fill it to some capacity, like to make sure that it's like, you want the place to feel alive. If those 250 people aren't coming in consistently enough that it's like you walk in and it is like
it's dead.
It's a ghost town. Open the floodgates, but only 250 more.
Yeah,
so you're going to run the same playbook to some extent, and maybe it's not as cheap for those people than the $100 people are. But it seems consistent that is their price point.
Well, and they also are offering, is it in here? The other day they said, oh, here we go. Here's more scarcity. It's like scarcity on scarcity.
Oh.
There will be only 50 memberships at $50 a month. So I'm the person who, like, I do think I'm going to try to go get the 50. So it'd be $500 a year.
I mean, that's like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
You're like,
why not try?
You kidding me?
To be one of those 50. So it's just genius. It's scarcity on scarcity.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good.
So I was confused about how they even make money though. Cause that's the thing is like, but, and then in his article and we'll link the article into the show notes here, or go to sethsaidwhat.com and you can read them, about reading Nick's breakdown of how he thinks they make money. So anyway, it's genius, easier said than done.
And I've already, for the record, so everybody knows, I've already sent an email to them saying, please come to Chattanooga. And if you do, I want to be at $50 a month. I would pay that right now.
I know.
I think the Chattanooga office.
They would crush it in Chattanooga.
I mean, honestly, I'd probably pay the $100 membership.
Well, yeah, $1,000 a year for, and my understanding is that they have one of their values. So that's one of the things, like value versus scarcity, right? One of their values is apparently they really value having high quality drip coffee. That's like part of it,
Chattanoogans love their coffee. So
yeah,
guys at Stackhouse, is that what it's called? Stackyard, right?
Yeah, or no, Switchyard.
Stack, stock, switch. Switchyard. Since you're listening, we know you're listening. Please come to Chattanooga.
But I think the thing that they've it's like easier said than done, because like I could read this blog by Seth and go, okay, great, I should just charge a premium price and deliver a great experience. But the challenge is it's like what Switchyards has done so well is they've created a brand first. I mean, that's so consistent. Like they're so quippy, like across their website, their emails, it's consistent and it's fun and it's engaging to attract the creative entrepreneurial spirit people, to create so much demand so that then you can create scarcity.
Yeah.
But like, if I right now were to send out an email that's like, only the first 50 people get, I'm like, I would love to have 50 people interested in whatever I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I also know, I mean, we're just totally unpacking Switchyards. I went onto their YouTube and I walked virtually through someone walking through the venues. So I've seen what 3 or 4 of their locations through a 5-minute walkthrough look like, which is why I knew you can reserve. There's a conference room at each one. There's smaller like meeting rooms, and then there's phone booths on top of like the coolest vibe that you want to be a part of, like coffee tables, high top and low top, and booths, and like the cool leather couch that you're like, I want to own that in my home and be the guy that sits on the couch. I want to be him. And yeah, so like to know that that's value, because I'm sure they would recreate that in a slightly, customized or localized version of that for Chattanooga. So like I would totally want to be a part of that because I know the value I would get just here.
Yes.
So.
Yep. So yeah, I guess he doesn't really tell us how to create scarcity. He's just kind of.
But he's saying, tell us about the value you create. So in a way, we've talked about that. Like show us through YouTube videos, or so. This is not advice, but I wonder what would be your version of that with coaching or
with the Ready Network in general.
To like have a client that would be like, hey, I'm totally open book. And if you want to use our conversation to do like clips, imagine, this is interesting. I've never seen this before. So maybe this is a terrible idea.
Okay.
I don't think I've seen this. I mean, maybe you have, but like, does someone on LinkedIn or whatever show like the 5-minute clip of like we're doing 2 people we're recording a conversation, but what if it was like a coaching call that like a 5 to 7 minute clip, that's what I'm getting at. A clip of a coaching call to show like, this could be you with your issue that I'm coaching.
Yes.
Sign up.
Yeah. Like
I've never seen. Yeah. I've never seen.
Well, that's an interesting idea. I would love to do that. But so my coach, Allie, hi, Allie. She sent out an email. So I was on her email list because I've known about her for years. She has a podcast. She's written some books. And Allie, this is funny. She would probably laugh. I've never read any of her books. So and I think I told her that on one of our calls. But I've listened to her podcast a little bit. But my point is, I was on her email. I bought one of her courses, which also I had Anna watch, not me. I'm really into outsourcing my life. So anyway, she sent out an email that said for the month of, I think it was the month of June or July, she was going to offer to 5 people, or I don't remember what the exact number was this is Scarcity, a free coaching call to X number of people, but you had to apply. So I had to fill out a form. So what happened was she immediately replied and was like, hey, would love to get on a call. Here's some times that work. I get on the call. And within 20 minutes, at the end of the call, I said, all right, so how much is it to work with you? Because it was a great fit. She was exactly the 2 weeks prior to that, I was just feeling so like I needed someone who got it, that I could talk to, that's been ahead of me in business. Like that was where I was just continually running. I have such a great support system in my life, but I felt like I was missing the business acumen of someone who had been there before. So anyway, and in 20 minutes, she provided that value for me. And of course, at the end of the call, I'm like, all right, how much is it? What does it look like? And she was like, it looks like this. And I was like, great. When can we have our first call? So she said free coaching for this many people. And I bet I haven't asked her, but I'll send her this. I bet she got several clients out of it, like me.
Well, and a question I would wonder is, in order to recreate something similar to that, what does the side look like if she can tell it's not a fit? So like for you to be able to go like, hey, this is really great. Thank you so much. And we're done.
Yeah.
But if they're like, well, how much does it cost to, like, what's it like on the other side to just go like, I can tell as a coach, this isn't going to be a fit, or they're not in the place, like they're great, but like they need to be farther along for me to really give value. What does it look like on her side? Like, oh, it turns out like all booked.
Yeah.
Like how do you not taking new clients like you right now? Anyway, that's
Which,
interesting.
just by telling Allie's example of scarcity and value, that's the key, right? It's like that was another example of where she was leading with value, but there was a scarcity component because she was only doing so many. I'm like, I've got a pretty big email list. Why don't I do that? And then I've got a network of coaches that if I don't feel like they're the right fit for me, they might be a right fit for somebody else. So that just came to mind as an idea that I could try with that value versus scarcity. So I love it.
Value attracts attention. Scarcity commands a price.
Value attracts attention. Scarcity commands a price. Yeah.
It's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Well, and then I think that's why Switchyards is so fascinating to me because it's so cheap. You know what I mean?
You like want to run the P&L and just figure out like, well, wait, if you're...
Which is what Nick did. I need to go back and read Nick's article because he did at the end. It was like they break even at this many, and then, and that's where like there's got to be a long-term play to their business model.
Right.
Like,
so is the 50 memberships at 50, that's a loss leader, like hardcore. Still 100 for first 250 has also got to be a loss leader. Mm-hmm. So unless there's an upsell of, I'm just making things up. I don't know about this.
Booking the conference room.
Booking those things. Like, so it truly is a rent. Or even like at some places that makes sense, like childcare. I know that's an upsell that a lot of parents would take. Yeah.
Which, can we talk about that for a second? This is like one of those business ideas that I'm like, if I had a lot of capital, why are there not co-working spaces that provide childcare?
So I don't think it's a co-working space, but in town, they're just opened up a place, and I can't remember the name right now, that is a social, it's like, what if we provided the seats and the play area and excellent coffee for moms? Like, this is, I say moms because during the day, it's
primarily moms. Yeah.
But it's the meeting place for like high tier, like top tier. What am I saying? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like a club, like a social club.
It's like a social club, but you're expected, like, your kids are going to play like on the padded floor. It's like integrated.
Yeah.
And it's a fascinating.
Can you work though? Like,
maybe we need to do the research and figure out if that's.
But no one's watching the kids. The parents
it's on you.
Yeah. And see, that's the difference, because like we have a place that's a game changer called Toddler Town by our house, where it's not exactly what you're saying, but like in theory, I don't know if they have like rules and regulations about this, but they do have an area where I, in theory, could be on my laptop and Iris could be over there playing. But then you run into the people who are at the front desk have to then intervene when the distracted parent is on a phone call or is on a, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, totally.
So like, I feel like it needs to be an all or nothing kind of, like, it's like, this is our childcare area versus, we're looking at the
it's
Google
called
Maps.
This is called
the Bunny Hive.
The Bunny Hive.
We have that in Houston.
Okay,
it's a franchise.
It just opened up here. Yeah. So I mean, it looks like it's kind of like social club with kids.
But no, you are definitely expected to be on the floor, like interacting with your kid there. At the Bunny Hive.
So it's like a giant upscale playpen for parents and kids.
But I do think there's an opportunity for Bunny Hive with true childcare in a co-working space.
So how's that different? And then we'll end this thing. But like, how's that different from what Nick is actually building? That family social component.
Maybe that is the same.
I'd be curious. Of that concept?
We'll send this to you, Nick, and see if you listen to this.
Yeah, there you go.
Because if you're not, please provide childcare and where parents can work.
We work with kids.
Yeah.
We work with wee ones.
Honestly, WeWork, you should do that. You would make bank on moms who don't want to be full-time stay-at-home mom, and dads, but primarily that don't want to be full-time stay-at-home moms, but do have some sort of work that they want to do, but they also want to be near their kids. So that's a lot of the moms that I am around. I do not have that desire. I love the separation of daycare and then my work, but a lot of moms want to get some work done while their kid is nearby, but they need the child to be watched. So like YMCA, or in Houston, there's a couple of clubs. It's like like a YMCA where they provide like 2 hours of childcare. So the mom will like
Yeah.
do a workout and then get an hour and a half of laptop work done.
Oh, that's so fascinating. I mean, they're kind of doing it.
YMCA, yeah. But there's not a place at the YMCA. You're like, what are you doing? You're like sitting on a bench somewhere. It's not like comfortable.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
We work with We Ones. That is genius.
Too bad we're about to buy that domain, so you got to come to us to get your domain.
All right. Well, this was a fun conversation today.
Yeah.
Value versus scarcity.
We'll be back to our normal two screens starting tomorrow. But yeah, it's been good.
Yeah.
And
let's do it this way.
Oh, wait, okay. Yeah, and Nick, welcome to Seth Said What Tribe.
Yes.
I just wanted to try that out.
Seth Said What?
Seth Said What Tribe.
And Allie, if you listen to this.
Yeah.
We're going to send this to several people. We're going to send this to Switchyards, to Allie, and to Nick.
There you go.
All right. Tell us what you think. SethSaidWhat.com. Adios, amigos. I'm trying to find the browser. Here we go. Okay, for real. Bye now.